Looking to go out in the town in the city of Boston for an affordable price and grab some great food, drinks, and atmosphere in the Seaport District? Well, look no further than newcomer Seaport Social. Seaport Social is a premier and authentic social house that is poised to proudly serve the Boston area for many years to come. Their mission is to provide high-quality food and unique craft beer selection, along with a welcoming atmosphere for all those that wish to witness firsthand what the Boston social spirit is all about. From a top-notch bar, great group seating, to their premier menu including their massive loaded nachos, endless craft beers on tap, and an exquisite espresso martini option, look for manager Jimmy, who will satisfy your needs. A project that has been 4 years in the making is finally here. Seaport Social, which is located at 225 Northern Avenue in the Seaport District in Boston, will officially open its doors for their grand opening December 1st. Get there while you can and tell them Steele Nazz sent you. Eat, drink, social. That's what the Seaport Social does.
Episode 119, BU is down the second period.
2-2.
2-2. Welcome to Steele Nazz, brought to you by Hedge Better from our headquarters in Braintree, Massachusetts. Tonight we have NFL agent, LAA loyal above all. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Zac Hiller represents Dalvin Cook of the Minnesota Vikings. Zay Flowers coming on BC. We've had him on.
Future Patriot.
Yeah, a couple, name a few, bunch of running backs in the league. Just kind of gave us the brass tacks of what it takes to be an agent, how he made it, and how draft day is gonna go as potential projected number one first round pick. Zay Flowers is gonna beat. I don't think Steele was here for it. It was me, Showtime Magic action, but yeah, from what I saw, it was a great interview.
Yeah, well, like you're saying, like he's a running back agent. Like I wasn't there. That's
basically
that's
all
tough.
running backs.
Because you got to be on your grind as a running back.
That's why I asked him that question, and he kind of just played it off. But yeah, great interview.
Like they don't want to give him the money.
Like Dalvin Cook got the bag.
Yeah,
never know what could happen.
He did.
On the receivers. Afterwards, we got a lot to address as Mac Jones and his little relationship here with Bill Belichick. Not sitting so pretty. We'll have our thoughts on that. Celtics locked up the 2 seed. I think they're pretty proud of it. I'm not sure if I'm proud of it, but we'll let you know how we feel. Bruins, what's on the Bruins horizon?
The cup.
The cup? Okay. So regular season's already behind us. A couple afterthoughts here.
Focus.
Including the Boston Red Sox. UFC 287 should be a great card. Headlined by Pereira and Adesanya 2. Rob Font. New England Cartel in the building in Miami this weekend.
Let's go.
Final Four recap. UConn steals the show. Miami goes home crying.
UConn steals the show. Like I'm a UConn guy, dude. Like
you're you guys, so it was kind of bittersweet.
No, it wasn't.
No, okay, we'll get to that.
Over it.
Let's now carry on to NFL agent and loyalty above all founder Zac Hiller. Zac Hiller here joining us today. Represents Dalvin Cook, J.K. Dobbins. You name it.
Zay Flowers.
Zay Flowers, our guy. Yeah, so what's going on tonight, man? How's getting close to the NFL draft? I know you probably have a couple guys. How have you been staying busy?
I'm good. Yeah, definitely busy time of the year. The draft is under a month away, so just excited, It's kind of like what you do it for, right? You just building relationships with pretty cool people, and you watch their dreams come true like firsthand. So, you mentioned Zay, it'll be an awesome experience. So, because as much as like he knows it's happening, it doesn't happen until it happens, So it's like it's hard to put into words, but it's something, obviously I'm looking forward to, and it's a daily grind right now for that. So
even just his process, like, in particular, Zay, like, coming out of the season, obviously he had a good season, but BC didn't play well. I think his projection was around, early second round, late first round. Now you're seeing stuff of him being the, number one overall wide receiver. Just kind of tell me how you've kind of seen that sequence and him mature as, as a player, as a guy, and you just seen him from whether it was I believe the Senior Bowl to the NFL Combine.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I knew the whole time, even before the season, like Zay was obviously going to be the top receiver. It's good to see, everybody else catching on at this point. But, it's just a testament to who he is as a person, and obviously the work ethic, and obviously he's talented. So the process is really just, yeah, he was at Boston College, which isn't as known as a football, powerhouse like some of these other schools. But, you're dealing with the NFL. These are multi-billion-dollar companies. They're gonna find the best football players. Doesn't matter where you are or who you play for. So I just think that at this point, when the spotlight is on the draft now, and you kind of remove, all right, well, where did this kid play and this and that, and you just really study them as like people, because obviously they are people, and you want an amazing football player, but you also want a great person, right? That's what makes somebody a first-round pick, and that's what makes somebody successful in the NFL as well as in any facet of life, right? You want to work with good people, and I think that's what everyone's now got to see is that who Zay is as a person, not only the football player, and that's what's really set him apart. So
what would that process be like? Like you said, you kind of knew, you had a feeling that he was going to be the number one wide receiver. So like, what are you looking for? I know you said like a good person, but what's like the actual like your day to day going through players, looking through college sports? Like how do you figure that out?
Oh, I watch a lot of football. Obviously, I love it. I can watch football every second.
What a sport that is, huh?
What's up?
I said, what a sport that is, huh? Football.
Yeah, I can watch it every second of every day. I don't watch Red Zone. I can't. I need like a full game. So like if when multiple guys are playing, I'll have multiple games on just so I can stay in tune on like what's going on. Like I like to know like what's going on. Like if there's a big play on defense or whatnot, I can't just watch just highlight clips. But yeah, no, I watch a ton of football, and then there's grading services that grade these players on like a standardized kind of grading system, and that's what you kind of want to get that intel from. It's not public information, so you kind of have to know the right people to get that to get those numbers. So then you can kind of, again, like I was saying, right? Like, this is a multi-billion-dollar industry. There's these scouting services called Blesto National that the teams hire, and they've been around for probably like 20 years now, and they go to every single school in the country, like even D3 schools, and they scout these players. They take all their measurements, every little thing, and then they bring it back and compile it, and then they give draftable grades. So that's how like who's a guy that could be drafted, and then you obviously watch for yourself, and you try to figure out more about them or any connections that you have to them, and then cold call, reach out, or hopefully know somebody that knows somebody, and that's how I kind of find clients at this point.
That's just so much information. You think about all the teams, Division 3 through 1, all the schools, even guys who aren't playing college, I'm sure, to your point of scouting, getting to, why is this guy not even first rounder, but, why is this guy going in the 7th round? Why wouldn't the people being undrafted go there? To your point of watching a full football game, I applaud you, because I'm usually on that red zone there looking for a team to cover -6 or something like that. So
ADD guy.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, no, I'm a full game. So yeah, I mean, it's super interesting. Like what I guess people don't realize is right. Like, the combine is obviously the underwear Olympics. The most important part of it is really the interviews. It's the opportunity for these athletes to be in a room with the people that might select them and prove who they are. Right? If you're going to give somebody millions of dollars, yeah, they're going to be good football players, but you want to know who they are as people, right? So that you could sleep at night. But also what's really interesting is like these scouting services I was telling you about, and like the D3 players, right? There might be a guy at a D3 program that has 36.5-inch arms, right? So now that's on his grade, right? So they had his height and his weight. He's got 36-inch arms matched with, a wingspan of this and this weight. And like they'll funnel that back into like a system that'll compile, and then they'll see what other size players had those arms, and that's how that guy who plays D3 football, so maybe just the system that he's in and the people that he's around just aren't very good, but like he projects as somebody that is physically capable to make it in the NFL, and that guy will get a draftable grade, and that guy will, end up in the NFL for some little reason like that,
Yeah, it's like the Edelman effect. I remember, him coming out of Kent State. You go back and you see all these documentaries of how, he was a small guy, played quarterback, but he had the best time at the combine by far. Just that like little shuttle there, those stops and starts. And if you think about it, that was his game when he played for the Patriots. So I think that's one thing to kind of comparison of what you're talking about. Of if they have that one specific skill set, they're going to get a grade where maybe there's a Division 3 guy, to your point of having that type of grade where no one would really see it. I'm not going to the big programs like Ohio State, Alabama, you name it.
And today in the NFL, it's really speed. So like if you run a 4.1, and like you have some type of like football,
IQ
acumen, you might get a shot today in a camp.
And like
that used to always be the argument was like, well, would Usain Bolt be able to play wide receiver just because he's the fastest person in the world? But like today in the NFL, with the way that they're removing like contact, if you're just fast and also the rules with like the corners can't touch you, I really think that that's what's really separating players today. It's just purely speed.
And you kind of went over it. You're saying that like you cold called, but where it's like a huge opportunity to like maybe like nail someone like Zay Flowers. Are you like your process of getting him? Like, did you end up like going to fly out to him? Are you going to his games at all? You trying to like, because obviously you're probably competing with a lot of other sports agencies and management companies. So how do you stand out from yourself to like kind of like make the difference?
The Zay Flowers recruiting story. You're looking for that?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, Zay's from South Florida, and I have some pretty strong ties down there now, and that's also where the best football, in my opinion, is. I know people say Texas, Georgia, California. I'm a big South Florida football fan. And Zay's from down there, so I met him that way, and then I went to a couple of his workouts, just watched his workouts. Just started building a relationship from there, and then I went up to Boston College a couple times, and just we kind of hit it off, and that was it. Just seemed like the type of person that I'd want to work with, and I have a great team that also had a great relationship with them, and that's really kind of, I guess, what he was looking for was relationship. He was going to handle the football, which he obviously has. Very intelligent guy. He's going to do his part. I think what all my clients look for is they look for someone who will take care of the little things, someone who will be there for that little thing that everybody else might not be thinking about, but is so important to them. And I'll take care of that, where someone else might overlook it, or, with too many people part of this big firm and this and that, something might get overlooked or miscommunications. Like there's none of that within LAA. We don't stand for miscommunication. Everyone's accountable. It's direct communication. Like, Zay texts me, I take care of it immediately. He texts anyone on my team, taking care of it immediately. And I think that's what really sets us apart. Nothing falls through the cracks.
Can you give an example of a little thing? If he's like if I need deodorant, are you going to get deodorant for him? How little are we talking?
Like the simplest thing, right, is like the combine is run through the NFL has like a third party company that does the combine for them, right? And they book all the players' flights. So the NFL, best business in the world, they're not booking nonstop flights. They're booking the cheapest flights possible. So obviously the first thing I'll do is I'll immediately check if there's a nonstop flight, because think about it. You're going up there to run as fast as possible. I want you to be as fresh as possible. So now I'll, book a guy on a nonstop flight, and I'll get him in a nice seat. So it just so happened that this year there were no direct flights. But instead Zay had first class, and the rest of there was like 20 guys were all just in the back of this plane. Like that's just a little thing that, like, obviously immediately when I got his ticket, I changed it, because that to me is important. I don't want him showing up there groggy or anything like that, right? You're showing up for the biggest job interview of your life. I want you to be, as best as possible. So that's just like something little like that, just little things.
I mean, because we've all taken planes. You sit down those planes, you cramped up, you're in the back of the flight,
Connecting flights, trying to run for the next one.
That's a game changer versus the other guys in the back of the plane.
There's big D linemen that are like mid-round picks and stuff, and they're sitting in the back of the plane. Like, it's not comfortable. You want them to show up there.
Who are their agents? Who are there? Who are you competing with? Like, what are the other agents like? Are you like one of the young guns in the game? Or like, are these?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anyone within, like, I would say 10 years of my age that like
is
like actually
you?
relevant. So
Wow.
Yeah, I want to give you a quick congratulations too, because you did just this year make the under 30 for Forbes list when you hit that $100 million dollar mark as a sports agent. So congratulations on the extension for your players. And like, I know you said like that's kind of not what you focus on as far as the milestone for money, but it definitely is a good indicator of your level of success.
What does that kind of consist of? Like, how did you like find that out that you like got that award, and what went into it?
I got an email that I was nominated, and then they just asked for like a headshot, and then they just like announce it on, I think like December 1st of each year. They just kind of like Forbes just like post it, and that was really it. I mean, I had an inkling that I was going to be, selected, just because I had looked at past Forbes 30 under 30 nominees, and I thought my resume was, adequate enough. So, but yeah, it was cool. It was definitely, now I gotta keep it going, right? Because I'm just getting older and I gotta keep moving forward.
Yeah.
But it was definitely cool.
But like coming out of college, like would you expect this at all? Like starting loyalty above all, getting your face on Forbes magazine, like it sounds like stuff. At least coming out of college, it seems like it'd be a tough task.
Yeah, I mean, I think I wouldn't say that I knew that it would happen, but I think I definitely thought about it and I visualized it, and it was great to come to fruition. I guarantee there's text messages with like some of my friends from school back when we were there about I'm going to make sure that I do this by I'm 30 type thing. But yeah, no, I just kind of just happy to have a great people around me and special people that believed in me, right? So they believe in me, I believe in them, and just got to keep going forward.
As far as like getting into the sports agency game and everything, like the entertainment business part of that too, is that stem from like you being a big sports guy and then not going forward that route and then deciding I want to manage these guys instead? Like,
Yeah, when did you make the decision that you want to be an agent?
I kind of fell into it. I was throwing parties in New York City, and a couple of the Jets players were coming to my parties, and I got introduced to one of their agents, and it just seemed like a fit for kind of my personality and I guess my entrepreneurial mindset of what I was doing with the party, throwing the parties and making sure people had a great time and just, taking care of things and I guess being organized. And yeah, so just got an internship, and from the internship, I learned a little bit that I then realized I could kind of apply myself, and I could do this on my own. And I got a great meeting with Dalvin Cook, who's my best friend and my brother at this point, and he believed in me, and we just said, "Hey, I trust you," and that was it. So just takes one person to believe in you, and when they believe in you, you start believing in yourself, and anything can happen from there.
If he's your first signing, like how do you get him when you have like no credibility really? Like how did that trust go? I know like Zay down the line, now you got people like you have a resume, but how did Dalvin Cook, like how'd that come about, I guess?
In the NFL rookie contracts are slotted, which means the draft is in a month from now. We don't know who's going to be the first overall pick, but we know how much money the first overall pick will get. Just like we know the second overall pick, third overall pick, we know how much money every single pick slot is worth. We just don't know who those guys are going to be. And that's not up to us. That's up to the teams who are going to make those selections. So it was just explaining to Dalvin that, hey, and now every player, it's like, hey, you're going to get drafted. That's based off of your college football film, which you have tons of. And then when you go to the combine and you meet these teams in those interviews, which I'm not allowed to be in there, that's only you. It just takes one team to fall in love with you, and they're going to select you. And that was it. So, before 2011, so this goes way back, before 2011, guys would get drafted, and the teams actually kind of cared who was representing the players because you wanted to be able to get a deal done, and that was important. So, when a guy got drafted, there was no slot. What's up?
No, nothing.
Okay. Before 2011, there was no slotted system. It was like, if you were the first overall pick, it was like, all right, great. I want $40 million. And the team's like, well, we only have 20. Well, no, I want 40. And they, guys would hold out and, just hopefully you get a deal done. But it was just an open negotiation. So yeah, some guys would get drafted higher because the team knew that, all right, this agent's going to take less money and we like that. So we'll just draft him higher than the other guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's also why, later picks in the draft were sometimes making more money than the higher picks in the draft because the agents were just, some agents were just getting taken to the cleaners and some agents were doing a good job. The NFLPA got rid of that and said, nope, we're just going to slot this. So it doesn't really matter who's representing who for the first contract. The second contract, that's an actual negotiation. And, that's obviously completely different. So it was just at this point, these rookies just need people that they trust that will have their back. And I noticed that, and I was open about that with Dalvin, and he said, all right, I got you. And then I've been the same way, never changed. I've been transparent the whole time with all my clients. Zay is going to be the first round pick because of him. He caught all those touchdowns from Boston College. He runs a 4.42. He's, a freak athlete and like a little living joystick. Like, I don't have anything to do with that. All I can do is take care of the little things that he asked me to take care of so he can get back to focusing on being the best receiver in the world. So
now that's interesting. Just your explanation of like these round picks, like whatever spot they go in, like the money's already there for, 6th pick in the draft, going to be 1 point something, something like that.
Yeah.
But my next question was Dalvin Cook. I'm sure you get a little Florida ties because he's Florida State there. Just tell me what kind of went into, I think he signed the contract beginning of 2022. What kind of went into that in terms of your part, and how much can you get into that of, obviously one of the best running backs in the league?
Yeah, he got a contract extension in 2020.
Yep. Okay.
It was a 5-year, $63 million extension. So that was me getting with the team and obviously figuring out the numbers and, getting an extension. So he was under his first contract, which all rookie contracts for drafted players is 4 years. So after 3 years, though, you can renegotiate. So Dalvin was a guy that obviously had proven how incredible he was, and the team wanted to make sure that he was there for the foreseeable future. So we got together and we figured out a contract that we thought was, sufficient for his talents. And that was up to me to figure out the numbers and kind of sign off on the deal because his job is to play football just like all my clients. And, we were lucky to get that done and make that work with the Vikings. So, that contract is where the agent really comes in. It's not the rookie contracts. It's the next contract.
Right. And is it just like, I know there's guaranteed money in football, but there's also a lot of incentives. Does the team come up with a lot of those incentives? Is there a lot of other stuff that goes in the background as far as like outside of just football itself?
No, it's all negotiable, right? You prefer not to have incentives, right? You want to just have the best contract possible. Yeah. Basically, hey, this is what you're getting, right? And incentives are just like where you're not really, the team's not really getting to where you want them to get to, so you just come up with ways to kind of make it better than what you're currently getting.
Right.
You'd rather just have, hey, here's 5 years, fully guaranteed, $250 million,
right.
And don't worry about your incentives because I know when you sign that contract, you have $250 million. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You're going to work your balls off no matter what. You know what I mean?
Just going down these names and, Dalvin, James Cook, J.K. Dobbins, a lot of running backs here. Obviously, that's just like a tough – I know Dalvin's like one of the top 3, so that's an exception. But, in the game in the NFL, it's just so tough. It feels like for an NFL running back to get, a long-term contract. What have kind of the difficult strides have been of, negotiating with these running backs here of, trying to get as most money as you can?
Yeah, I think that, I think the run game is very important. I think that when you have a great running back, it completely changes the game. You can, move, keep the ball on offense, keep the clock moving. Once you get to the playoffs, teams that can run the football effectively tend to win. So yeah, I'm excited to I can't really get into it because I have a running back that is going to get a nice contract very soon.
Let's go.
I think it's how you market the player and exactly what they do, right? If you're just a regular running back, run it up the middle, a couple plays, and not like a 3-down back that can also catch the football, that's kind of where you're screwed. But if you're an athlete and you can catch the football and you can hit home runs, I think you're super valuable and you deserve to be paid, top dollar.
Yeah, like 3-face. I think as a running back, pass catching and blocking is key, not to your point of no HB dives and Madden, just everything else around it.
Yep.
And another question. So do you have any other players like coming up in the draft this year that like you're interested or like you have high hopes for besides Zay?
Yeah, no, I have a great group of guys that I'm working with. We got a great team. we had a great dinner at the combine with the whole family. Cam Smith, he's a cornerback from South Carolina, superstar. Mo Ibrahim from Minnesota, he's a beast, running back. Garris Jackson, wide receiver from Georgia, also incredible player. He's battled some injuries, but he's going to make it in the NFL for a long, long time. And Christian Young is a safety, which will probably play some linebacker at the next level, and he's actually getting a bunch of private workouts, and I think he's going to be very successful as well. So we actually have a great group of guys.
And I know you primarily focus in the NFL. Do you see yourself getting into any other sports team or any other leagues?
Yeah, I mean, I think if I can connect with the right person that might be talented in those areas, because I just look at it, right? So LAA, we also do entertainment. We've worked with Bob in the past. We've done our best to manage.
Shout out to the Godfather. Great guy. We love you, Uncle Bob.
No, I have some great entertainment clients. I have a boxer who's awesome, Vito Milnick.
Can you tell us about White Magic a little bit? Can you tell us a little bit about White Magic?
Yeah, he's fighting on the undercard of Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis. That's really cool. Nice. I know Tank sees him as like the next up and coming in the boxing world. Showtime sees that also. Incredible kid. Like, just incredible that he could be like just so soft-spoken, calm, reserved, and then just go in that ring and knock people out. Like, it's pretty awesome.
So how do you find like you got to like, I saw you have like 2 UFC fighters and him. So how do you do? Is that you getting in the fighting game, or you guys got other guys on your team that are tuned in?
I have a team of people that doing some outreach and finding talented people, because that's what I was saying was I think it's all the same. It's just guiding just talented people. That's it. I love football. I personally love football, but if there's a basketball player, I think I could. I don't think there's anything different. You just. Mm-hmm. They just want somebody they can trust. That's it.
You ever see
make good decisions.
You ever see the show Ballers?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Is your job a little something like that? Little The Rock, has to get someone out of a jam in a bathroom?
I'd say it's way more dramatic, the show, and we try to stay out of that realm. That's more about the financial advising side, which is when in the athlete world is really sketchy to me. So I kind of stay away from that. But
do you make investments for these guys? Are you involved with that? No. Okay. Just curious.
So you talked about like the background of a player too. Like you kind of want to see like what they are outside. I feel like that's so different from a football player compared to like Sunday to Sunday. They're obviously like pretty aggressive on the field, but a fighter is like kind of aggressive the entire time. Whereas, like, comparative to, like, Zay Flowers, where he's
Bob
like...
Bob Menery. He's pretty different than a football
player. But, like, Zay's decision to stay at BC to get his degree, and that was, like, one of his big decisions to stay for the 4 years. So, like, what's that like working with fighters comparative to the NFL players?
I'm actually just, this is like my first foray into it. This will be my first, actually second fight working with Vito. I'm really excited. But I think he's just he's a different breed. He's a unique guy. He's not aggressive at all.
Really?
And at all. He's actually, we went to this charity event. He's taking pictures with every single person, every kid, shaking every hand. Yes, sir, no, sir, hello. Like, he's just a super sweet guy, honestly. And then, when he gets in the ring, I think the switch flips, and, that's how he feeds his family. And, I think he's one of those guys that everyone is going to respect, and that's what's going to set him apart and turn him into an actual superstar. Because you're going to want to, obviously when you get in that ring, you're fighting for your life, so you're going to want to kill him. But at the same time, you respect him, right? I don't think you're going to see any of this like Jake Paul, Tommy Fury. Like you're never going to see him walk up to a weigh-in and like pull some type of stunt, right? He's the type of guy who's going to look you in the eye and say, hey, good luck out there. Like, I'm coming for you just like you're coming for me. And, like, that's what I respected about him. And I think that what's really going to make him a superstar and just, like, really transcendent, like, athlete in the future.
Love that.
Oh, yeah. We gotta tune into that next fight. That's going to be big.
That fight's huge. I can't wait for that fight. What was that, April 7th?
April 22nd.
April 27th.
We didn't even get into the origin of the name. So, loyalty above all. What kind of went into naming it, the big LAA sign, and what went into that?
Yeah, the company's LAA Sports Entertainment. It does stand for loyalty above all, and obviously when Forbes did my thing, they put it as loyalty above all. I wish it could just say LAA, but
Oh, okay. I'm just reading off that. I wasn't sure.
No, you're good. It is what it is because that's what it does stand for, and that's like the most important thing to me is loyalty. So that's like where it came from. Just I think that's what has gotten me to the point that I'm at is that I think I've been loyal to everybody that I've said I would be. And they've been loyal back. I think loyalty is the most important thing. So,
what's been the coolest moment of the whole thing of LAA outside? If the Dalvin Cook signing thing is number one, let's go for a number two. But what's like been your favorite moments? Whether it's been going to a game, whether it maybe a Super Bowl, just something you have had fun with, your coworkers, and you guys have been happy about an accomplishment.
Yeah, I mean, I think this year's draft will be like the next biggest moment from Dalvin's contract extension.
Yeah.
But we have a great time. We work hard. We also enjoy ourselves. We love football. I love going to games. The Pro Bowl is always a blast. That's always a good time, just because you're celebrating a great season, and everyone's kind of just a little more, what's the word I'm looking for?
Laid back.
Froggy, laid back.
Everyone's kind of, taking a step back and, having a good time. So,
it was in Vegas this year too,
fun.
right?
What's up?
It was in Vegas this year?
Yeah, it was in Vegas.
Yeah. Did you got out there?
Yep.
There you go.
Well, how was it like going to the transition to the flag football?
I think it was smart of them because obviously it was just kind of stupid making these guys wear these pads. They don't really want to. Nobody wants to get hurt.
Right.
Football is such a dangerous game. Just being on that field, you can get hurt, and even in flag football, you can get hurt. But it's definitely safer, and it kind of just fit what all their mindsets were. It was like, hey, let's make this look like football, but let's also not get hurt at all because everyone wants to make money.
Right.
They're all businessmen at the same time, right? The most important thing is earning as much money as possible to take care of your family. And if you got hurt at some stupid game that's like voluntary, you don't want to think about how much. You don't want to think about what could have been during that type of situation.
I mean that's kind of like with the pitcher from the Mets that got hurt at the World Series, World Baseball Classic. Then like literally just ruins his MLB season just for like almost like
it's a little different than the Pro Bowl, but
almost along the same lines though.
And people that don't think flag football is dangerous, I tatted up my hamstring a little bit back in the middle school days. So hold your breath on that one, right?
Yeah. J.K. Dobbins, one of my clients, incredible person, incredible athlete. Yeah. He blew his entire knee out. He bounced back, but it was a bad injury. Happened during a preseason game. So that entire year, me and him are on the phone at least once every 2 days, just talking about, man, like it's crazy. Like I'm gonna get through this, and I'm gonna come back, and I'm gonna be a Hall of Famer. And we knew that, but like you realize that this game meant nothing. Like I lost an entire season of football during a game that means absolutely nothing. There was no upside in that game. Like I guess the argument would be like chemistry and like getting on the same page, but there was no upside for him in that game, and he blew out his knee and missed the whole season. But luckily, and that's what's crazy about science today. His knee's stronger, so he's faster and stronger now because it's like a brand new knee. Yeah. And he obviously turned it on at the end of the season, and he's about to have an incredible career. But that's kind of like how I look at the Pro Bowl. Like if you got hurt during the Pro Bowl, it's like what was it worth?
Yeah, worth nothing.
And so when you sign a player to an agency, is there chances that you could go out and get a player that's already under an agency? Can they switch agencies? Like how does that work?
You can fire your agent at any time. So
okay.
Always, guys are changing agents, not from me, but from other agents.
Right.
And do you find it more like word of mouth of like obtaining more clients, or do you think it's about more of your outreach?
No, it's definitely word of mouth at this point.
Yeah.
And how do you go about spreading the word of mouth, doing stuff like this, or making like I saw your latest YouTube video. You're gonna do some more vlogs.
Yeah, they're just being in the locker rooms, or they're like going back to their colleges for any reason, and players seeing that they're successful and be like, hey, who do you work with? And they're like, all right, call call Zach, call LAA, and that's kind of where we're at this point.
Do you see yourselves doing more content creation stuff? Like what? That YouTube video you guys put up was like only 2 months old, but you said it said in there
we
you
didn't
guys are going to do
promote
that.
it yet or anything like that. I'm working on that stuff right now. I'm working on some YouTube content creation, kind of like the whole ballers thing, but more obviously realistic. Also like kind of educational on what goes on behind the scenes in the industry. So yeah, we just put that up. Didn't really promote it at all. Not many people even realize it's there. It's just kind of sitting there. I'm just kind of I'm still creating content and editing and trying to put together a whole season, and then we're really going to try to launch that. So
With Ballers footage, they kind of their strong suit was the excessive Dwayne Johnson sex scene. So they try to get away from that.
I've seen it in a while.
That's just crazy.
Have you seen the movie Hustle with Adam Sandler?
That's a good one too.
I just watched that last night
Is that
randomly.
like the basketball with
Yeah, it's
Anthony Edwards as like the
I
customer?
didn't finish it, but I saw it. It was good. It was solid.
He recruits a guy from
He finds like I don't know if he's Russian or something, but he's like
Spanish.
playing in like on like some random
Bo
he's playing
Cruz.
some random like pickup game, right? And
Yeah.
he brings him back. He's a scout, yeah.
So is there anyone that you're interested in like looking to attain in like the upcoming like college scene or any other one else? Like even with the March Madness, are you watching any players where you're like, wow, that player I want to represent or anything like that?
Revealing the cards, Craig. Huh?
I'm really just focused on this year's draft, and then
Right.
once it's over, I'll probably that fall. So the draft's on Thursday night. The following Monday, I'll start looking for the following year.
Right.
Do you have a favorite part of the process? Like, do you get off on negotiating for these guys, or like, what's your favorite part of being an agent?
I mean, draft night's is probably the best part.
Will you be with Zay for that? Like the family? Will you guys all be together wherever you're at?
I'll be with him. We'll see where we're gonna be, whether it's at the actual draft or back home. We're still figuring all that out. So.
And I know he just had his pro day, and I saw you were there for that. What's it like doing a pro day with an athlete of that caliber?
It's just great because there's just so much interest, right? And everyone's like kind of like congratulating you like you did anything, but you didn't, so it's kind of just, appreciating the respect that people have for him, and obviously always making sure he knows that, this was all you, and, that's why, you get paid the big bucks. You got to show up every single day. You got to go out there, and the second you take your foot off the gas, somebody else will, take your spot. And that's what these guys live with every single day in the NFL. Every day they got to keep showing up to keep, feeding their families. So, it's just kind of making just, getting a lot of congrats. He looked great, this type of stuff, which I know all that, but it's always great to hear too. But
Right.
just, always remembering that it's not me, it's them. And I'm just glad that they trust me to take care of the little things when they need them taken care of.
Great day for the area too. I don't remember the last time they got a first round pick that wasn't like an offensive lineman or something like that. So it's great to see. Shout out to Boston College there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a minute for Boston College.
So are you also like helping them with their like endorsement deals as far as like Zay with like Dunkin' Donuts? Like, are you reaching out for like sponsorships as far as that?
Yeah, we handle all that. Again, Zay's a superstar. He just has that personality. So there's been a lot of we definitely do outreach, but there's a lot of incoming calls, I would say. He's definitely a wanted guy when it comes to brand partnerships because he fits everything you'd be looking for. He's incredibly talented, but amazing smile, good looking guy, just very respectful as an aura to him. So we're getting a lot of phone calls, and it's great. Dunkin' Donuts is a huge brand. They're all about him. We just shot a commercial with them, which is pretty cool. There's a couple other major brands that we're just putting the final touches on deals with. So, he's building out a great portfolio of great partners, and I think he's going to, do some really, 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 really big things in the National Football League.
I love his Dunkin' videos. Like, even though it's just him and his buddy recording them, he's like hyping up the refresher drink, like his drink of choice. I'm dying laughing at all those videos he does on the side. So I think it's awesome.
Yeah, no, he's definitely got it.
Shout out Dunkin' Donuts. First one was in Quincy, Mass, where we're all from. So.
Just a great kid too. I mean, I'm not even just saying from his press conferences, but this show itself, it was our first road game. We took all of the stuff from our control room here, studio room, walked on the campus of Chestnut Hill, went right into his apartment, met us with grace. I think we just got on the phone with his boy, Antonio Brown. We gave him a nice shirt, gave us a nice interview. seems like a really nice guy.
Same with Bob.
Yeah.
So you're managing great guys here. We've had nothing but good experiences with the LAA guys. Truthfully, and they were both road games, so they're hospitable.
And then it set up the connection with us. Like we didn't know this was going to happen, but like we just nailed 2 interviews in the last few months, and it just leads to one thing leads to another. And we ran into each other at dinner the other night, which I'm sure helped me out a little bit.
He was at dinner with you.
Bob he's a different breed. So
is he your toughest client?
I wouldn't say toughest. It's not tough or anything like that. It's
interesting.
You can only help somebody that truly wants to be helped or is open to being helped. So you can bring a horse to water, you can't make him drink. I think that's kind of what goes on with Bob. He'll get really close to drinking the water, and then for some reason he'll just like pour it on somebody's head. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to get him to do ice plunges. I already told him mental health is physical health is mental health. Trying to change it up on him.
And
I love him. I care about him. I do everything in my power to put him in good situations, and I always will. And he's not the easiest person to work with, I'd say.
I think that's kind of what makes his character kind of gold in a way. He is that wild card. He's knows. Authentic. He doesn't know what he's going to do at the beginning of any day. So that's cool for him, but also screws you for sure.
People trust me. People love him. I love him. He has that. I think that's Bob's actual talent. Yes, his voice is incredible, which is amazing. If he would actually just do voiceovers and he could voice over anything, do any voiceover commercial, it would be top notch, incredible, through the roof. But his real talent is that he's an undeniably lovable guy. And everybody wants to see him win. It's just unfortunate when he doesn't want to win as bad as everybody else wants him to win. That's kind of what.
Or he wants to do it in his own fucked up way, which hopefully I hope the best for him.
Yeah,
we're on Team Bob over here.
We're looking to work with him in the future. I just did one of his podcasts for Ripper Magoo, so hopefully that works out well.
Wait, how many episodes you guys have?
We have 117.
This is 118.
Yeah. 118.
So
if Bob had the determination and work ethic of you guys, he would be the biggest podcast host in the entire world, and that's why I respect what you guys are doing, and I keep doing it, and that's what it takes, and Bob just doesn't see that.
And we kind of talked about that too when we're together, because he's like, I'm looking for the home runs. I'm looking for these heavy hitters. I go, Bob, the people love you. They want to see you. The more you put out, you could talk to a random person on the street. Someone's going to watch that interview. You just need to keep pumping out the content. Something's going to hit.
Yeah, like you said it. If those were his own words, right? He's sitting there trying to hit grand slams, and there's only 2 guys on base. It's like you can't hit a grand slam. You gotta hit a single again at least.
Yeah, let's fill them first before we start going for the other.
Can you talk a little bit about the rest of your team? I watched a couple of podcasts back that you were doing a couple of years ago. I don't know if it was just you then, but now obviously you guys have expanded a little bit. What's the team like? Are those boys from college? I'm assuming they're very loyal friends of yours, going with the name of your brand and everything.
Yeah, no, I just found really loyal people. Eric Dunn, he's down in South Florida. We connected about 6 years ago from him being in South Florida in the football world, and incredible when it came to marketing. So we connected and we hit it off. And then Matt Least, I've known him since I was 12. When I was throwing my parties in the city, like I was talking about. He was working for me there, and we connected and worked really well together. So when he finished school, he was like, I want to come work with you in this as well. So he came aboard, and then I happened to find just a couple other awesome people. Zach Warren, who just goes by Warren because I can't deal with somebody having the same name as me. He goes by Warren because we get on calls and somebody say Zach, and I couldn't tell what they were talking about, and just infuriated me.
Let's cut that
we changed his name to just Warren. He's been grinding on the marketing side and doing a great job. And then Joe Curtis is kind of the in-house counsel. I don't have my law degree at the moment. I didn't have time to go get it. I just kind of graduated, got certified, and happened to sign Dalvin, so I didn't really have time to go to law school. So Joe has a law degree, and he kind of reads everything over and keeps me in check, I would say. So
Sounds like a great group of guys.
Yeah, you need that.
Yeah.
You're still young. I heard you say you wish you went to Harvard. You want to go at Harvard. Maybe that's your path as you go for law school.
yeah, maybe we'll see. I think I want to get through this draft and then
Yeah.
reevaluate that. That could be a next step.
Zach, my last question here. So when you're looking like at, the recruiting board of, who do you want? What's kind of the first question you ask a prospective, client? And I know the first would be, are they a good guy? What other factors kind of factor in of, I want this guy on my roster?
The first question I ask is, do you love football?
Boom.
Because I love
That's
football.
what Adam Sandler asked in the Hustle movie to the guy. That just reminded me of that so hard. He was like, "Do you love basketball?"
What did he ask?
He asked the kid. The kid had like a bad day at one of the practices when he met him. He was like, "Do you love this game?" So same thing. It just reminded me. I just watched it last night. So
You'd be surprised. There's a lot of guys in the league that like not necessarily love football. Like they don't eat, sleep, breathe football.
Mhm.
They do it because they're physically gifted and talented at it, and it's a way to provide for their family. Again, those might not be the guys that are as successful or the ones that I want to work with. Like I want a guy who loves football, who wakes up, just wants to eat, breathe, sleep football, because that's what's going to get them to the level that they need to get to. And, that's why that's super important to me.
I love that answer. That's like kind of like the guy who likes walking will get there faster than the guy who wants to get to the final destination of the journey.
Tortoise in the hair.
Loyal to the game. It's in the name. Even you got to be loyal to what you're doing.
Had you got any last questions for Zach here?
I was just gonna ask is there any like specific moment with any of these guys you can remember, like that was like not exactly like a draft night, but anything you guys specifically have done for them, like to celebrate a big night, or like take them out, do something cool? Any funny stories?
Nothing popping up right now, but we could probably figure it out after the draft.
Yeah.
Maybe Zay will have a fun night.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Well, yeah, I just want to you have anything else?
No, James Cook seems like he's, on the loose in the NFL here. Might have a good story from him.
James is the star. I think he's going to get the rock finally in Buffalo, and he's going to tear it up. He's super gifted. I mean, every time he did get the football, he balled. So this is going to be a big year for him.
That's a good team, man. They just matched up with our guy tandem, Damian Harris. So that'll be a good 1-2 punch.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
And just want to say good luck with everything in the draft. Good luck with everything in your future. Good luck with everything you have planned after. Obviously, you're going to be a successful person in your life. I don't know if they make a list 40 under 40, but
He'll be on it.
Yeah, you'll be on every list after that. So I just want to say congratulations to everything you've done, and good luck to the future.
Thank you guys for having me. And let me know when this goes up, and email me, text me, whatever you guys want to do. Keep in touch.
Absolutely.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I know. Well, now that you said you have the best parties in New York, definitely we got to have an away game next time.
When you guys come through.
Absolutely.
We will.
The new year is almost here, and if you're looking to shed off some holiday pounds before peak season, well, look no further and head on down to Slight Edge Fitness Performance, located at 101 French Avenue in Braintree, Massachusetts. Owned and operated by our guy, Quincy legend, Craig Kelly. You will be assured that you are getting the best training around. They believe in only the highest standards of physical fitness training and have been leading the charge at their state-of-the-art fitness facility since 2020. Their staff is actively enriching the lives of members and creating a community of like-minded people who love being healthy and strong. They are helping you to get in shape and teaching you how to maintain your health and fitness. Group fitness classes as well as one-on-one personal training sessions are available. Make sure to visit slightedgefit.com and also follow them on Instagram at slightedgefitness and set up a consultation today. If you're looking to get back in shape or trying to get a slight edge on the competition, this gym is for you. Check out Slight Edge Fitness and Performance, located at 101 French Avenue in Braintree, Massachusetts, and tell them the boys from Steele Nazz sent you. And that was LAA founder, NFL agent Zac Hiller represents Dalvin Cook, Zay Flowers. I just thought it was a great interview in terms of going through it all of what it takes to be an NFL agent, the hustle, the grind. I try to compare it to the show Ballers. It wasn't really giving me the gist of what I wanted to see out of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Overall
tough.
success. I don't think Magic Mike's management is going to be hired anytime soon, but one can only hope and crossing fingers. Rumor has it Showtime Hines just got 3 sponsorships, so he might be far above the agency.
Yeah, stay tuned.
He might need an agent.
He is the agency. A businessman, man.
Yeah. Speaking of not businessman, Mac Jones, New England Patriots. Rumor this week, inside sources coming out that Bill Belichick has shopped around and see what quarterback Mac Jones's value is. And Steele, you're a Mac Jones guy through and through, I think. So, what's your thoughts on the whole situation?
I think it's interesting how it seems just like such a slight leak by somebody, just like a dig almost. Like it was probably literally a phone call of like, "Hey, what would you give us for Mac?" And like that was it.
Yeah.
But then they said it out loud. No one said anything, and that just leads the media to just be like, they're shopping them. They're trying to do this. They're trying to do that. They hate each other. It's all over. Kraft and Belichick are gonna fist fight in the hallway, and it's like, I don't know.
This is all just speculation for me, but
yeah,
I
exactly.
think it could be the other way around. I think Mac Jones, that Bears game was kind of the telltale of, I think his future in New England. Maybe he leaked it in terms of he's not happy here. Clearly, I watched like a little video the other day of people outside Fenway, and they asked Mac Jones or Bailey Zappi. Out of 10, like 7 voted for Zappi, 1 voted for Jones, and 2 voted for Lamar Jackson. So like,
Respect.
that definitely doesn't help.
Brains from Red Sox fans. That's crazy.
None there, but on the situation, it's been tough because I can sit here and say I'm kind of against the whole Mac Jones thing. Obviously, he was handed a tough bout this year with the coaching staff and what he had for options. Even though some of his options were pretty good, Jacoby Myers had a good year. But on the scene, I just think this is a make or break year for him. I think unless you have names like Aaron Rodgers or Lamar Jackson, who you can, immediately trade for, just like sign me up, that you have to at least run with him, obviously competing with Bailey Zappi, but Mac Jones is definitely number 1 going into camp. I'm a big Zappi guy. I'm not going to that second tier where I'm like, all right, he's proved enough where he should be a day 1 starter. Obviously, that things can change. You see, that's one story, 12 replaces 11.
I think Bedard went 60% Mac Jones starts. I think that's what Bedard said.
Over Bailey Zappi?
Oh, yeah, week 1.
Well, I guess training camp it could be a whole new animal, though.
Yeah.
Because training camp, if Mac Jones gets out to a bad start, and they might just ride it. Same thing with Cam Newton and Mac Jones a couple of years ago. Mac Jones just had a good, camp. I know preseason games don't really matter, but it just at the end of the day, Bill made the call. Bill is going to do what is best for this football team.
100%.
And if it's Bailey Zappi playing quarterback, so be it. I'm a big fan of Zappi. I'm a fan of Mac Jones too. Just tough spot. It'd be nice if he gets another receiver or two. But double tight end set this year. You got Juju Smith-Schuster. You got one of the best running backs in the NFL. You got some weapons, and you got a pretty good damn defense.
Yeah, should work out. Should be at least like upper middle of the pack anyway.
Yeah, I still want Lamar Jackson though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Yeah. That's like if you want Mac Jones over Lamar Jackson, you're an idiot.
Did you see that yesterday? How Baltimore had a press conference and they weren't. None of the people asking questions were allowed to mention the 2 words of Lamar Jackson. Nice. And they kept asking him, "Are you guys going to be looking for a quarterback in the first round?" And they said yes.
Yeah, I saw that part. Yeah.
So it's like, what's going on here? What are we doing?
Yeah. Well, Baltimore's like, dude, that organization is like, man, like. We won with Trent fucking Dilfer. Like, we don't need you, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you don't think, like, and that's, like, stupid of them. I'm not saying that's smart, but that's their culture. The way
John
we have,
Harbaugh's
like, the
an
Patriot
idiot.
way and stuff, like, they're just like, dude, if you, like, we're not going to give you that money, we can just move on to the next guy.
In the last 2 seasons, he's gotten hurt. Tyler Huntley's gone in, and their season has gone completely imploded.
Yeah, except Huntley had a few good ones that first year. The first year, he kind of, it was like, whoa.
Yeah, they had no chance this year. I remember.
This year he sucked.
I had
He
Mark
came in, he was
Andrews
awful.
on my fantasy team, and I think I traded him.
That was an awful trade by whoever you fucking.
No,
you beat somebody.
Yeah, no, I got some. I think I got someone good too. Shout out to Dan Mongo, my guy there. Yeah. So Patriots talk. That's kind of all we got coming up to the draft. Pick 14 right now. I guess we'll get a little bit more into it as we'll go. But
Mm-hmm.
what would you like to see in that first round?
Give me Zay.
Give me Zay. Give me
Give me
fucking
Zay.
Zay.
Why not? Why
They're,
not?
they're projecting him in the 20s. I thought it was the teens, but they still got that guy from Ohio State with the 2 last names. Forget how to pronounce
Smith and Jigba.
it. Yeah, his brother was on the Pirates the other day. Isn't that hilarious?
No, really?
Yeah, he was there at Fenway because he had a meeting with the Patriots, but he's supposed to be the number 1 receiver. Could go back and forth. I mean, if you think about it, and I love Zay, we had a great interview with him, but if he doesn't go back to BC last year and he goes to that whatever school offered him money, you're probably talking about a top 10, draft pick.
Oh yeah, most likely. Most likely. I mean, he'd be with a lot of better receivers as well.
Yeah,
so
he's gonna get his money. He'll get his money when he deserves it.
That's what one of the execs said about him though. Is they were like he put up these numbers and like no other defense gave a shit about any other player on BC. Like
Yeah,
coverage scheme. They were like they gotta
keyed
stop
in
that
on
guy,
him.
and he still did that.
It was these deep balls, and
Yeah.
he's probably like Julian Edelman's height. I don't know exactly what it is, but like he's
Shorter receiver.
yeah, he's just
definitely,
very acrobatic. It's
yeah, and hands.
bottom line, the hands. Good.
I'm down.
Good combine. Good Senior Bowl. I mean, he checked every box. Seems like a hell of a kid. Likes to fish too. If you want to, tune into our interview with him, little plug there.
Plenty of great spots with New England.
Yeah,
Plenty of great spots.
just stay out of the pub.
Yeah, you don't want to go fishing
Please.
there, please. Yeah.
Moving on. Speaking of green teamers, Boston Celtics lock up the 2 seed last night with a W over the Toronto Raptors. No Jason Tatum. They've been kind of sitting guys. Sitting like 2.5, I think, the Bucks, but
Yes,
they
I
can't get
believe
a
so.
3. I think everyone clinched
3,
their
yeah.
spots. I don't know. I was listening to the radio today. Those guys are kind of stupid, but they do bring up a good point. They're like, Jaylen Brown goes in the press conference last night, talks about how, he's very happy, 50-win team, number 2 seed. And, I guess the job's not done. You play the regular season, and, you think about what does 3 games separate here? The losses to Houston, the losses to the Jazz. You lose to these shitty teams, and you beat all the good teams for the most part, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
The record against plus 500 teams is, I think, the best in the league.
Yeah, I just think when you go tier for tier, I think they're the best team in the NBA. They just need to come out and show it, because everyone talks about every team is graded off their 3 teamers,
Yeah, trifecta.
yeah,
big three,
trifecta.
whatever,
So
yeah.
Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. I don't think Marcus Smart's at third. I think like Malcolm Brogdon you can throw in there. Derek White's had a hell of a season.
I would
Yeah.
say impact wise, it's either Rob Williams or Derek White. Like
Yeah.
when Rob's healthy.
When Rob's healthy, he's a bad man.
Yeah.
He was blocking the shit out of some people the other night.
And
But-
Al's a big piece. too.
yeah, but Milwaukee, you get in that Eastern Conference Finals series. That Game 7 goes to Milwaukee. That's the only time it's going to count. Hopefully, it doesn't have to come down to that.
What happened last year?
Didn't get there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not worried.
Not worried. Philly beat us the other night, but we were without Tatum.
Yeah,
Or-
Joel Embiid
yeah.
had the greatest game of his life, and
Yeah, he's played good.
We were an absolute like we were beat up, and they won by like 1 point.
That's the NBA. I know that's the NBA MVP right there. He's gonna win it.
Yeah, and yeah, we handed you one thing, Joel. Enjoy it. Enjoy it.
So it's looking like here, unless
Celtics in 5.
things get really crazy, the next 2 games, looks like Miami is gonna play the Hawks, that determine playing the Celtics in the first round. Of the playoffs.
ATL baby, let's go.
Definitely would like to see the Hawks, as they're like a pretty mediocre team. DeJounte Murray and Trae Young are no one to mess with, though. Good players. But yeah, I don't know, man. You play the Miami Heat in the first round. That's a team you just play in the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't care. Throw the records out the window. I mean, let's see who their top scorers were this year. Obviously, Jimmy Butler leads the way. But these guys have all, when healthy, have all good stats. I mean, Adebayo, Talahiro, Strus was good for them last year.
No, yeah, Jimmy and Bam, especially if like Rob's shaky, they bring us 6 or 7. I think the Hawks like we pummel.
Yeah.
I could not care
I
less.
think
If the
Celt-
Hawks win that game, like
I think Celtics in
I'm
like
on.
5 there. Celtics Heat's going to go deep.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
And you know what? If you want to go on a playoff run, the first thing it starts with is defense. The Celtics need to get back to playing more defensive basketball. And you know what? They're going to have to beat the best teams to win the whole thing anyway, so why not start in the first round?
Yeah, that's fair.
Because you got teams. I think Cleveland's definitely a threat. The Sixers, I said it on last week's show, I think is definitely a threat. I think Joel Embiid's the best big man in basketball.
What if I told you they choke before they even get to us?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
But who they play? Okay, so first round, Nets. They're gonna take out the Nets.
It's the Nets.
Yeah.
I thought it was Cleveland.
They actually I was hoping the Nets were gonna lose, but the Nets actually have been winning. So they're gonna lock up the 6th seed. I think it's still like mathematically the Nets could, if they lose, then the Heat win, but I just don't see it happening that way. Maybe not. I think the Heat play the Sixers tonight, and then they close out with someone. Someone, yeah, I don't know. Some washing machine.
Yeah, you see the Mavericks try to like get like a win back. They like complained to the NBA.
Yeah, that
Warriors.
was a bullshit call, but like you can't remember.
No, yeah, the
at that
NBA was
point.
like leave me
You're
alone.
done.
Yeah, like you lost, beat it.
Kyrie hit the game winner last night, or
Yeah,
the
yeah.
big win or something. Now tied for the last play-in spot. Matt, look at that guy's career. I'm going to a shame.
Just hate to see it.
Yeah, kind of love to see it, but yeah, that's pretty cruel. Celtics on the part though. Maybe some year-end awards. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown have had great years. I think both deserve to make all NBA teams.
100%. Especially for their defense too.
And you could
Individually,
you have
anyway.
2 like 6 man of the years on this team, which is wild.
Yeah.
Malcolm Brogdon, unless I'm forgetting of someone else, should win the 6-man play of the year. Derek White should easily be in the top 5.
Yeah, and you could I think you could swap that if you really wanted to.
Like let's
Like
look
Derek White could be all defense, like first team. Dude.
Yeah.
Like I think he leads blocks for guards.
Really? Wow. That's the guy who can do it all.
Yeah.
Let's see the odds here. So they got Quickly. Emmanuel Quickly is the favorite. So he's the Knicks, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Brogdon second. So Brogdon might not win it, but he wins it in our hearts. So
100%.
That's cool.
Hey, those odds, dude, plus 230. That ain't too bad.
yeah,
You're not out of the race. You're not out of the race.
Plus 300 on point bet, like it. 230 FanDuel.
Value.
Big value. No, it was big value today. Rafael Devers anytime dinger plus 500.
Yeah, well, now that you guys aren't
Bang.
playing the Pirates, you guys stand
Bang.
a prayer.
Bang. Is that where we're leaning towards? We're talking about the Red Sox right now. Want to
You
get
can.
nuts? All right,
for
so my little monologue about the Red Sox, not really too much to talk about right now in terms of negativity.
Yeah.
3-14, won a big one again today against the Tigers, a huge one. But you got swept. You get swept by the Pittsburgh Pirates for the first time since Roberto Clemente played for the damn team.
Yeah.
And, it was a mess, dude. Like the first series that they only won because of their offense. Clearly, they averaged, close to 9 runs a game against the Orioles. And you go over and you still let up as many runs. These starters are horrible. I don't care if Kluber pitched good yesterday or Sale. They're leaving everything up. If you know what a pitch is supposed to do, keep the ball down, making sure it doesn't get driven out of the ballpark. Chris Sale had an absolute tattoo today. I think it was the Tigers catcher. But even, Corey Kluber getting out of jams. I'll give them credit. They got out of jams.
Did you hear Scope today like get hot mic'd?
No.
Chris Sale threw him like one of his sliders, and you could like it picked up Scope being like, dude, what the fuck is that? Like you could straight up hear it. Like Dave O'Brien acknowledged it. He was like, yeah, to reiterate what Scope just said, he was like, what the heck is that? Or something, like he can't say
Yeah.
that.
Back on this pitching stuff, though, I don't think anyone had I think, what's his name? Nick Pivetta went 5 innings, threw okay. Kelly Jansen, they just need to get it to him because that guy fucks hard.
I forgot you guys had him.
He's good.
I saw him come in,
He's
and I was
good.
like, wait, what?
Yeah. And then Cutter Crawford's awful. I mean, like, half these guys, like, Tanner Hawk should be in the bullpen. This team only has they have a prayer because they have 3 guys in Fort Myers right now that we're just all waiting for to come up, and Brian Bello, Whitlock, and James Paxton, who've been waiting for like 2 years to come out.
No, to give that one up. Don't count his name in that.
I give it like 2.5, but if they come to start in rotation and they like take out, they put Crawford in the pen, even Tanner Hawk would be a good setup guy.
I've had James Paxton. He's going to come back in June. He's going to be lights out for 6 weeks, and then he's going to get hurt again.
I'd be a hell of a 6 weeks. Offensively, I've kind of really liked this team of what they've done. leading the way of Adam Duvall. Just 3 dingers, 2 game-winning home runs. Seems like, the power bat they needed after they lost guys like JD Martinez and Xander Bogaerts. Obviously, he's hitting 458 right now. Not going to finish the season hitting 458, but he's due for like 30 jacks this year. Could take that in the 5 spot. Masataka Yoshida, after going like 0 for 15, goes 2 for 3 today with his first double on the season. Like what I see there, not a 4-hitter though. I think he should be like, 7. I think they should get him down there. Alex Verdugo has played well throughout these first 7 games. Like to see his tenacity at the top of the lineup. And then Rafael Devers, man, 5-1 odds, anytime home run today. Put one probably like 430 in the left center stands. Just great to see. Great. Well, it's great money spent.
Yeah, is it?
It's great money spent. Whether they win or not, he's good money.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, definitely.
How are the Yankees doing?
Very good. 4-2. Garrett Cole's allowed like 1 run and 2 starts.
1 run, 2 starts, 4-2. All right.
Gleyber Torres is off to a hot start. He's hitting 421. 2 dingers as well. And he has like 4 stolen bases. Volpe looks great. One of those losses doesn't count to me because it's Aaron Boone's fault. 5 through 8 was Josh Donaldson, Aaron Hicks, Connor Falefa, and Higashioka, and they went 0 for 13 with 4 Ks.
Yeah, the automatic outs.
Like that was fucking that lineup when it got posted on Twitter got roasted. And it was just like, and it's exactly what happened. But no, other than that, I mean, the star players are doing great. Stanton hit what will probably be the farthest home run this year. It went like 485.
You see the video of the guy with the Red Sox shirt on at Yankee Stadium center field? No, he just like during who they play like San Fran last week. He just had like a Red Sox shirt in the middle of center field. He's just like taunting everyone, and then like eventually security like brings him out. But I'm on the other side. People thought that was a badass move. I'm like you really have nothing else to do today.
Yeah, no, that guy's a loser. Yeah, that guy is an absolute loser, and that's not even being the Yankees. Like that's just a loser move.
If you get down, all right, this is fair for that kid. If you get down to like July and the Sox are still in the playoff race. All right, I don't hate it. Because then you're trolling, and we already played you a couple times, so the blood's already there. Now it's kind of just like, I don't know, dude.
You're borderline just being a dick in spring training.
Yeah.
Like, sick, dude.
It's like when the Mighty Ducks weren't the Mighty Ducks yet, and like the Hawks and like Adam Conway were just beating them by 1 billion. That's how I feel like as the Red Sox are right now. I know we haven't played the Yankees yet, but it could be a long season.
You're like 3-4, dude.
Yeah, 7 games in.
Yeah, you're acting like you're 0-7.
I kind of feel that way. He's got swept by the Pittsburgh Pirates.
It's unfortunate we're not here. Anton's not here to be screaming about the Rays being 6-0. It would be such content.
We wouldn't have got a word out.
This mic would be like over there by now. Fucking, there would be stuff everywhere. Like
what a piece of shit that kid is, huh?
Yeah, can't wait for the Rays' first round exit.
Like first round exit, I'll bet 10 gallons of milk on it, or your money back. I'll buy them all.
Yeah.
On the Red Sox front, though, 3-4 to start the season. I like you look at these teams like Detroit, the Orioles. If they're an average team, their record's like 6-1 because all those teams stink.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The Orioles, like when you suck for as long as they have, you don't know any of those guys, but some of them are probably pretty good.
Well,
they might be a bit better.
Adley Rutschman's pretty good.
Rutschman's
no, the best team out of those 3 is by far the Baltimore.
Yeah,
but like O'Neal Cruz, that's cool guy short, but that team stinks. They had
Brian Reynolds is a hell of a player.
They had Andrew McCutchen batting 3rd. Guy couldn't even sniff the line for the Yankees.
2023, yeah, Christ.
Yeah,
that's ugly.
Oh no, former MVP of the league, but
no, Andrew McCutchen was the man. Like in like 10 years.
If you're the Sox, you might as well throw Johnny Damon batting 3rd, huh? I like that. I would like to see that.
Get Bernie Williams out there.
Yeah, closing my baseball talk. Player of the week every week. Shohei Ohtani went deep in the game yesterday at 10+ Ks, and then he hit like a game. He had like a game-winning hit, like third base line. It's like, dude, we'll never see this again.
No.
Everyone compares him to Babe Ruth, dude. Babe Ruth was a piece of shit. This guy's unbelievable.
At least he got to the playoffs. Guy won something.
Yeah, that's true. All right. What else am I gonna say? And he did something yesterday that no one's ever done. So he was too late for the clock when he was batting, and he was too late for the clock when he was pitching at one time.
Ah, that's
one
tough.
game.
That's
no
tough.
one will ever do that.
No. That's a look. When they got him once on the other, that up was definitely like, I'm gonna fuck with this guy. Like, I'm definitely gonna. This is the only guy I could ever do this to. Like,
what's he gonna say back? He can't speak English.
yeah, like that was definitely like whichever one was second was definitely on like 1 second, and that guy was like, bang.
Yeah.
Tough. Just gotta bounce back.
Tough banger. Good baseball talk for early April. I mean, we're only 6 days in, and I already feel like the season's over.
158 games left, boys, or something like that.
Yeah,
55.
well, you know what? Going into tonight, the Boston Bruins, they had, 3 games left? 4 games left?
5, I think.
5.
They had a few days off. I think it's still 5.
Yeah. Oh, wow. They still got some left. But they're playing Toronto last night, which I mean, tonight, which is recording on Thursday night here.
Leafs suck.
Yeah, the 5 left, including tonight. This is probably their last, game they're gonna play. Everyone, in my opinion. But it's great to see, them finish strong. 60, 12, and 5. I would love to go back to episodes before the season, what our predictions were, because obviously it wasn't this, man.
No, of course not. I'm sure freezing cold takes could eat us alive.
Could eat anyone alive.
Yeah.
You can listen to anyone's shit.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, it's crazy stuff.
But they have Taylor Hall coming back. So you're talking about your top 3 lines for postseason play are going to be, so first line's Bergie, DeBrusque, and Marchand. Second line is the Czech line with Zaka, Pasternak, and Krejci. And then third line, they projected that it's going to be Bertuzzi, Taylor Hall, and Charlie Coyle, which is that's
Murderers Row.
That could be a first line on like a shitty team.
That is a first line on a decent team.
Yeah, and
that's
then,
what's nuts.
And then I think the right way to go, and you could fill in the void here. I think you got to go Hathaway, Nosek, and Frederick on your fourth line.
I like it.
That's a good fourth line.
Absolutely. Maybe if you got to get a little more grit or something, if Foligno's back, mix him in.
Yeah.
You can mix around the fourth line a little bit. I think touch the top.
Hathaway and Foligno could be switching up.
Yeah.
No way AJ Greer is going to be in that lineup. That's the only guy who I kind of hate on this team, and it's all because of that. It's that 5-minute penalty when I was at that game against the Canadians. I just couldn't.
That's fair. That one sucked. Yeah, that was tough.
But I think it's kind of short porch here because there's a lot, coming up on the Bruins, and it's looking like they're gonna play either Florida or Pittsburgh.
Florida's kind of scary because they were out, but they just won like 4 in a row to get back in.
Yeah, so right now Florida is actually first in the wild card.
You don't want to play the hot team. Man.
And then the Islanders are second. They're both tied with 87 points and 78 games in. Penguins are 86 back. Actually, next Thursday night, I'm going to the Florida Panthers finale game, so hopefully that will mean something.
Oh, yeah, it will. I'm sure it will.
They're going to be playing the Canes.
Yeah, what do we got here?
Yeah, so they're basically like all deadlocked. So we have no idea. There's 3 teams that we could play. We could play the Panthers, the Islanders, or the Penguins. Right now, the Penguins are out with 86 points, and then Panthers, Islanders tied at 87.
I know the Penguins obviously have the names, but we've owned them before. Like, I kind of want to play Pittsburgh.
Yeah, the only team I'll play anyone at this point.
Yeah.
I'll play. But out of those 3 teams, I think the least I'd rather play is the Islanders. Islanders can just get hot at the right time. They have Barlov there, so I feel like they have some guys who can play. Florida Panthers don't really scare me too much. Like you said, Penguins, another day, another dollar with them. But Toronto Lightning looking like first round. It's been looking like that since November. So you're going to have some entertaining series, the New York series basically with the Devils and Rangers.
I think a lot of the West teams too. I think like the Pacific has a lot of teams in, and all those teams hate each other, which is awesome.
Yeah, right now you would have anyone here. Dallas. I bet Dallas, Minnesota's not a big fan of it too.
Yeah, they probably hate each other.
Edmonton Kings. I can't see that. Some Gretzky teams.
Got to get Calgary in there against Edmonton. Figure it out somehow.
Yeah,
get the battle of
somehow
Alberta
find
going.
it. Yeah, I'm trying to think how that could happen.
They get in, they win.
Yeah, they could get.
Yeah.
If they get the Oilers are game point back in the Knights. If they get the Western Conference title and the Flames beat the Jets, it could be
Bang.
Calgary, Edmonton first round.
Love that.
I would love that. I want to see Milan Lucic fight off the open face-off if that happens.
Absolutely. Kill him. Send him back in.
Oh,
Send
boy.
in Lucci.
Send
You
in
got
the
300 point scores. Don't care. We have Milan Lucic.
What else we got tonight? We
Win is
got
win.
Final Four recap. UConn defeats
I had UConn winning it all. I did not predict they would just literally kick the shit out of everybody.
Every single team.
Like, they were up 5 with like 5 minutes to go before going on like a 10-0 run. And that being up 5 with 5 minutes to go is the most adversity they played in, like, in that entire tournament.
Yeah, I think it was one of the most boring like championships. I was just like, I knew who was gonna win the entire time. San Diego State had a hell of a run, but you know, I was rooting for FAU once the Final Four came to be. But
How'd that go?
they got buzzer beater on.
Yeah,
That was shit luck.
tough.
And then you had UConn versus Miami, masses there.
Yeah, first time Final Four, the U. They'll be back.
No, they won't.
They might.
Nah, I don't-
They return
I
like
doubt it.
everybody. They're projected to be like top 5 preseason.
I had fun, but like after like the first 2 days of March Madness, I don't know. It doesn't really do it for me anymore.
I'm a big UConn guy, so like I was riding the wave.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoyed this.
But you know what I mean? Like the first 2 days of March Madness are like everything.
Well, yeah, I mean,
16 games a day.
Yeah, it gets smaller, dude. It's been doing that our entire lives.
Yeah,
man. That's how
yeah.
it goes.
It gets a little out of hand.
God bless it. God bless it. See you next March
Next March.
when UConn repeats.
Oh, boy.
Calling it now. Bookmark the episode.
UFC 287
The boys.
should be a hell of a bout.
Cartel is back.
It's a goddamn shame our bachelor party isn't this weekend, huh?
Correct.
So we're heading down to Miami next weekend for some festivities. But there's some festivities in Miami this weekend at UFC 287 as Azrael Adesanya takes on Alex Pereira in a rematch here where Pereira got the best of him in the first one. You know, a couple of fights on here. Rob Font fighting Adrian Yanez. Don't really know too much about Adrian Yanez.
A lot of people have projected that Giannis is like a future champion.
Okay.
So it could be a tough one. Like he doesn't have the resume yet,
16-3.
but this would be a step. And those are 3 losses like way back in the day.
Yeah. Last one he fought, he knocked out Tony Kelly in the first round. Like a minute in.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it should be a banger. Go Rob Font.
Another kid that I've been looking here is like 19, Raul Rosas. I think he's like the
Oh yeah, he killed the guy the last time.
he looks
In his
crazy.
first fight, yeah.
Crazy, insane. If you Google a picture of him, but yeah, he's a favorite in the first fight of the main event. One I like. I mean, obviously, I think the main event here this week is the top, but I want to see Rob Font get back on his grind. He's lost a couple in a row, I think now.
Yeah, but there was good competition.
Yeah, good. Yeah, no, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
But I like to see him start trending.
No, go back
trending
up.
up,
Yeah,
go
I
back
mean,
up.
technically, with the competition, he is on the. I mean, he did main event a fight night, but like the third fight of a main card pay per view
Yeah,
that's up there as well.
I
you know
feel
what
like that's his trade. He either gets a top, or he gets like a third fight. I
Yeah.
feel like that's where he is right now.
and he's behind 2 fucking bangers. So
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
that's
I
part
mean,
of it.
And then we didn't even talk about the BMF fight between Gilbert Burns and Jorge Masvidal. I haven't seen Masvidal step in the ring in a while, I think.
He hasn't fought in a while. I would really like him to win, but I don't think there's a chance.
Yeah, Gilbert Burns, I mean, showed a lot. Who did he fight? Does he fight?
Kamzat.
Yeah,
was his
Kamzat,
last
and
one.
he almost beat him.
He did. He went toe to toe.
Yeah. He's a minus 500 to win this fight.
Like it would be awesome
Yeah.
if Masvidal wins.
No,
but I doubt it.
that's a BMF fight, like a badass
Yeah.
motherfucking fight. I think that'll be the most entertaining fight.
And Burns looked
Yeah.
hilarious today. His hair was just like this poofy fucking like he looked like it was hilarious. I don't know.
Anyone on the undercard here? Carl Williams. Oh, Kevin Gastelum is fighting all the way at the fucking bottom.
Yeah.
Wow. Michelle Waterson fights on like every single card.
Yeah.
She just gets her head beat in.
Kevin Holland, what's up, buddy?
Kevin Holland, I didn't see him either.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, there's gonna be a good
So who you got?
in
Main event.
main event. I think the only way to swing this is Adesanya wins, and then they go for number 3. Right?
Nah, fuck him. Pereira's already 3-0 if you include kickboxing versus Adesanya. Make it 4-0. Knockout.
Really?
See ya.
Wait, so this is the second one they're fighting in the UFC.
Yes.
So he's fought him 2 other times
Yeah, and he's beat him.
in the kickboxing.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh wow. That changes up a lot.
And he's the only guy that's ever like knocked in kickboxing. He knocked Adesanya out. I think he's the only person that's ever done.
Yeah, I've seen that in some of his game. He's very vulnerable, but I mean he's one of the better guys we've seen in the sport. But yeah, anyone can any given night, any given Sunday.
Yeah, I think it was twice. It might only be once. So it might be 3-0. Regardless, he's going to remain undefeated.
There we go. Trying to think anything.
No, it's twice. It will be 4-0.
Twice, 4-0. Oh wow.
Let's get it.
Let's get it is right. Watched a couple movies over the weekend. Good stuff. A little pirated, but don't tell anyone.
Nice.
Cocaine Bear. Great
That
stuff.
movie's hilarious.
It was like, it wasn't anything serious. It was just kind of just funny.
It knows it's a movie about a bear. On
Yeah.
cocaine. Like it's aware of that.
It was
So
just,
it's just nonsense.
eating
yeah.
mad shit. Just killing people.
People get murked in that movie.
Murked.
Annihilated.
When the lady, when they're in like the ambulance and these all get taken out.
Yeah.
What a part. What a great part.
Cinema.
Creed 3. Saw Creed 3.
I haven't seen that yet.
Probably the best one.
Really?
Probably the best one. Just the storyline in general and what he's kind of gone through, and it's kind of like the end of his career. We'll leave it at that, but it's pretty good.
See, Creed 2 was sick because he's fighting Ivan Drago's son, but I think Creed 1 was like a way better movie.
Yeah, agreed.
Like as like a
Yeah.
picture.
Well, both guys, little spoiler, both guys make their way in the third one. Who did you just mention in the second one he fights?
Drago's son.
Drago's son's in this one, and is it the Conlon guy he fights in the first one? The undefeated guy.
Oh, yeah.
So both guys are.
Oh, they both return?
They both
Oh.
return in the third
Bastards.
one. So I thought it was pretty good the way it's set up. No Rocky. I don't think there's a spot for Rocky in this one. So
Yeah, he's too busy doing fucking, I forget the show,
No,
whatever it is.
I saw an
Tulsa King.
Tulsa King.
Tulsa
There
King.
we go. There we go.
I saw an interview with him, like why he wasn't on. He's just like, yeah, it was more of his storyline. They asked me to be in it, but I was just like, this isn't my thing, man. I was like, when Rocky tells you no, you just gotta go with no.
Yeah, they were definitely shook by that.
Yeah.
Like they were definitely like, shit, he said no. Like we need like 15 more minutes in this movie.
We had
I'm
his
just
check
like,
right here.
Yeah, like it was like, dude, you have to say like 10 sentences, dude.
Sent it to his house.
Yeah, stand at the ropes in the gym, make him fucking remember like what it was like, and like just do that, dude.
Big shout out to also went to Fuji at Walk last night. You get a free appetizer when you follow them on Instagram. So follow them on Instagram and get a free appetizer there. Maybe, sack up, buy a couple Mai Tais like I did.
Do that
time.
soon, because I don't think that can't run for too long.
It was good.
I'm sure.
I
How
was-
about Mai Tais?
we-
Mai Tai 1 to 10.
No, we got the Scorpion Bowl. I was just saying Mai Tais.
Same
but
thing.
I was 7.5, pretty good.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, good stuff.
What's the app you got?
Lobster Rangoons.
Oh,
They're good stuff.
nice.
I'm pretty basic. Got like the General Gao chicken with, some rice. Got some spicy noodles on the side too. Broccolini, you name it. It was
Respectfully.
It was great stuff. Yeah, it kind of wraps up here, episode 119. Anything else you got, Steele? Any big, plans for the weekend? Any big sporting events besides this big UFC card?
Well, nothing too
Who
special.
who the Yanks got this weekend?
The Orioles.
Oh wow, we're gonna own the Tigers. Take them.
Yeah,
We're
good
taking
luck.
'em.
Good luck. Who else? Who you got win the Masters?
Oh yeah, actually, this morning right before it took off, 25-1 on Victor Hockland.
No.
and he's leading the Masters right now.
Oh God.
He's
God.
just because I said that, he's gonna blow it. But
Yeah, you're fucked. I'm glad I
yeah.
asked that. Justin, who we got?
I did one of those things on FanDuel where it's like, these three golfers, one of them can win. I think I got Max Homa, John Rahm, and like Colin Morikawa. So I need one of them to win.
Okay. How we looking? Was it an okay
I think
day?
Rahm finished the day in third.
yeah,
all right.
they're
Oh,
all
yeah.
tied for first. Is Koepka, Hovland, and Rahm. It's good to see Brooks Koepka kind of came. He hasn't really played well in a while. I think he's healthy, so it's good to see. Tiger looked like shit, unfortunately.
Wait, Koepka and Rahm, you said are both tied for first right now?
Yeah, with Hovland, they're all 7 under.
Uh-oh.
Well, so Alyssa made a bet on both John Rahm and Brooks Koepka to be in first today, after today specifically. So if they're both tied for first, what does that mean?
that is
Wow. Wow.
I'm like, you're either gonna win twice, you're gonna lose everything.
Yeah, great. Fuck, yeah, that's tough.
No, knowing these SOBs, I'm thinking it's the second one, which is awful.
Yeah, I know.
But
I know, yeah. Well, hey,
but I'm
yeah,
hoping for
it's
the
newly
best.
legal here. They should be nice.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, quick quick little thing to that. So my buddy, the one that I've told stories about that hits all the huge sports bets. Like he's hit for like over 20K multiple times. Like the other night he had a parlay to win 24,000. His last leg was he needed the New Jersey Devils to win by 2. He cashed out for like $400 when they were down 1-0. Devils wound up coming back and winning by 3. So he missed the chance. It was like 24K. But it was what I thought was funny was that he was drunk that night and he sent DraftKings a long, heartfelt email basically telling them that he saved them $23,600 and that they should do something nice for him. And a guy responded back to him and just said thanks.
Wow.
See ya.
Damn, dude. I'd be kicking myself.
I would have, if I was a DraftKings guy, I would have been like, damn, that's tough, buddy. Go follow Fuji on Instagram.
Get yourself some sushi.
Go eat sushi.
It's tough to see.
That's rough.
We'll wrap it up here. Folks, want to thank you for tuning in, as well as Zac Hiller from LAA, NFL agent, for coming on the pod. Showtime Magic there. Great stuff.
Studs.
Hedge better making this all possible. Big shout out to Sled Edge Fitness and Performance today in Braintree. I think that Braintree High Baseball just got after it today. That's one of their clients, so big shout out to them. The law office of Patrick J. Foley. Hell of a
Fundraiser, baby.
last Saturday.
Great time.
JJ Foley's had a good time. Still held in there. He almost passed out, but he was good.
Post fundraiser. We went somewhere else, and that's where it got ugly.
Should we even
We were
keep bringing
clean
up
before it.
Seaport Social because the manager who we were in doesn't even work there anymore?
Yeah, we should.
Okay,
Be
yeah,
there this
shout out
summer.
get there this summer. 225 Northern Avenue in the Seaport in the Boston area. Great stuff. Great espresso martinis. Can't shout out Jim anymore, right?
No.
No, can't do it.
Yeah.
All right, well,
I mean, it couldn't, obviously, but whatever. All right,
that's all from Steele Nazz. Be safe
Playoff
out
hockey.
there. Playoff hockey, UFC, you name it this weekend. Go Sox. Episode
Yankees.
119 in the books.